welcome everybody. Let's get back into it with this Attackdos deck, which is currently 2-0. And I think the record should, the record needs to go to 2-0, but then everything else should be correct. Great to have gems already for our efforts here, and only needing one of our next 2 matches in order to secure profit with a 3rd match win here. Hey 14, how you been? I might have considered this on the draw since we have the Vandal, but we're Attackdos, and this isn't doing much attacking immediately, so we need to mulligan. A little better. At least we got the mix, and we had a scry to try and find a 2-drop here. Daggercaster is fine, but I want cheaper stuff, and we don't know if it's good in this matchup yet. Turns out it probably is, with the Orzhov Gate suggesting a lot of 1 toughness stuff, but it could just be a gate deck or whatever. Yeah, really unfortunate for our deck to not do anything until turn 3, but we had to mulligan that, and could have gotten a lot worse results from a mulligan. Hey, Saratemi, I'm a data man, and if someone does the testing and has the data and can shove it in WotC's face, that's great. As I've said to that's funny. Saratemi, your name is causing my phone to believe I'm trying to talk to it. In any case, oh, you're a little late, White. You would have been perfect. Well, Pegasus makes... Well, he gets through the Pegasus. That's the thing. Plague White can't be blocked. Just showed up a turn late, but we'll throw down the Vandal here.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
In any case, I've expressed it as I'm a non-technical game designer, and I've been in a trust fall relationship with my engineers for my entire career, which is to say, when they tell me the shuffler code is good, I have no reason not to believe it, because shuffler code isn't that difficult. Certainly there's a layer on this shuffler code that is not normal. I'm going to go ahead and demise this Ministrant. It exiles it so they don't get the creatures. We have the Storm Strike for whatever's that worth, but I might actually pitch it here. To look for a land for the Recluse. Tell you what, Fought Fools, you give me a subscription, I'll show you everything I got. In fact, the act of subscribing triggers one of them. We didn't get a land from the Vandal. We would trade the Vandal for the Griffin here, and then probably pitch the Trumpeter. Again, looking for a land. It is better to see them organically, but, you know, I will, I'll sell out. Sorry, hold on, let's see. Yeah, let's attack and pitch the Trumpeter. Yeah, exactly. Subbing is an organic one, and then we'll, I'd accept triggering the inorganic one in that case. We're gonna go double white here. Pretty obvious over a single roustabout. Inheritance. Oh, thank you, Wolf. So kind. I do my best. We'll max out mana, play our 5-drop, and put maximum pressure on this IGI. Try to make good on my observations that IGI isn't great on a fairly empty board, although it looks like Oppo gets to eat the Recluse, unfortunately, and we're flooding out by Attackdos standards, but let's keep going. Seeing the Death Toucher looking ahead to sideboarding makes me kind of want to take this out. It makes... We have earlier plays we can run that trade with the Death Toucher at lower mana. And I'm going to sandbag the land to make him fear a little bit. See what they do with this Scry. Looks like the Griffin will trade with this Roustabout. Scry goes to the bottom, which is good news for us. Maka, better than a land, but that's about all it's better than in this situation. But we'll still offer the Roustabout for the Griffin and get 4 in with the whites and drop the Maka. I assume I'll get 4 in. I'll happily take a free Pegasus instead of 2 damage if Oppo would like that option instead. Do we have IGIs? Gotta look at my own deck here, forgetting it. We have a Vindictive Vampire that would be really good. No IGIs of our own. Fireblade Artist, Clamor Shaman. We don't really have anything amazing left, but we have steady stuff here. Oh, come on, deck. I just need you to give me some action to fight these IGIs. A little bit of action, and we can overcome this. Most memorable fish show I've ever been to was Vegas. Well, actually, I don't know. Probably the Vegas one. There's a Vegas show I went to that was Vegas Halloween show. One of Fish's traditions on Halloween is they do what they call a musical costume, which is to say that for one of their sets they play an entire album, more land, from start to finish by a different band. And I saw the 96 Vegas show where they performed Velvet Underground's Loaded from start to finish. Well, that really turned the corner for him, and our deck really just said, here, aggro Attackdos, 8 land, win. So that's not really going to happen here, but maybe we can get him in the next 2. So seeing one of their epic and infamous Halloween shows had to be the best fish moment. And I went in I had my head painted up like a pumpkin and hair spray painted orange, like really evil looking jack-o'-lantern. I got a lot of strange looks all night. It's great. More whites, we usually like those, but here we're just kind of in wait to die mode. Yeah, the deck just gave us too much land. Would have been fine with just a little more action, I think, but we're going to give up on this one and try and come back and win the next two in this Esper matchup. Yeah, Recluse out. Scavenger in, maybe? It's a little lower to the ground, maybe just even extra lower to the ground. These, like, gravel hides. Put in a plaza, even if we wanted to have the miser's chance of triggering it. We could put in Vampire, but if they end up with some tokens, that's not very good. Answers to their flyers. I mean, we could put in a Rebel. Maybe a Slinger is actually a good addition, both with the flyers and as a thing that trades with Grudians without spending 5 mana. So that's a fine place to start, and maybe that's all we need to do. I'm not sure if I see anything else that's like, oh yeah, that's good against what they're up to. I mean, we could move into the white, but I'd rather just stick with our aggro plan and see if we can get there on it. So let's run this. Again with the heavy land, but this time with a Fireblade Artist. I think we have to keep this, but we could flood out of this one as well. I can't quite throw this back with a turn 2 Fireblade Artist, but you really don't want to see 5 lands in your opener in Rakdos, and that's why. I mean, you are just likely, it's not like this is huge bad luck to draw a land, you're just still very likely to draw lands, even when you have 5. So we're already overlanded, but I just did not feel like we could ship it back. When if we got lucky and ripped some action, this would be a fantastic hand. We still could. Like, we could get a 3 and a 4 here and curve out nicely, but that's the big problem with flooding with Rakdos. It's going to be hard for us to get a 2-spell turn on turn 4 here, for example, which is one of the things you want to be doing. And here we get removal, and in order to not waste our 3rd turn, Oppo needs to play something that we actually even want to bedeck. And I don't want to bedeck that. I don't want to turn it into 2/1/1 flyers. So match is turning sour early here, but all is not lost. This is a good draw. This is why I didn't want to use bedeck against it. We have creature answers that at least put the brakes on the Ministrant. Senate Griffin, yep. Oppo showed a couple of those, so it was no surprise that we're seeing one here. And that's a place where I could use a bedeck before we untap. This could be a bedazzle point if we want to hit their one source of black. That's Fancy Play Syndrome, though. We should happily spend 2 mana to remove 4 mana. Oh, deck. Oh, deck. Instant, so maybe we get the next Griffin they play. But this is bad news. I mean, they're at 13, which is something, but mostly because of, I was like, how did they get to 13? Because they final payment. Hey, look, you get another one.
All right, everyone, chill.
And we will go ahead and get the point the Chillbringer. Now, if somebody subs Fought Fools, we'll see all of them organically. we want plague. Sure. It's something. We can attack with it. Man, looks like maybe the that bedazzle option wouldn't have been the worst. They haven't shown more black yet. Maybe I should have been attacking with a trumpeter. I don't know why. I feel like I'm trying to like not let the ministrant connect, but I should have been more aggressive. I think I've been wrong not to be attacking and trading damage for damage. But we'll start now. We even get Activate Trumpeter and Vampire. Vampire isn't particularly great here. Might want to look for a swap for that as well. I considered bringing the other one in for a moment, then I'm like, no, it's not very good here, but then didn't use that thought to compel me to take this one out. I'm going to be obvious and look at my graveyard on drawing the Dead Revels, remind myself that I have the Fireblade Artist, and that I'm happy to send in everything, offer up trades, and Revels back whatever dies here. Right on. I'm going to go to the war pre-release as well. I should reserve it, though, right? Well, around here, if you want to go to a place like Card Kingdom for your pre-releasing, you gotta let them know early. Let's get rid of the big one and not kill the small one. Interesting that they elected not to try and pick off the Vampire. I was expecting the Vampire to trade for the Ministrant, honestly. Yeah, I can't beat... You'll never get me off Card Kingdom Seattle, because it's literally 5 minutes from my house. I could roll down the hill and end up at Card Kingdom. Alright, Clamor Shaman shows up at, like, the perfect time. Wow. Nice job, buddy. And we get to play everything from our hand. This is a nice turn. Scoop-worthy turn, Oppo? They're thinking it through. No blocking for the Ministrant, and no power on the Junk Troller, so this is going to hurt for Oppo. Could Super Friends be viable and sealed with only 6 Planeswalkers? With the right ones, sure. I think you have to remember that some of your Planeswalkers are going to be underwhelming, uncommon Planeswalkers or whatever, and when that's the case, your Super Friends deck might be a little full of Aquaman, if you know what I mean. Good question, Colin. I don't know if we're getting gates in war. I certainly don't know if we are. Double IGI again that we have to try and overcome here. Our tools are a little better this time. Yeah, they really didn't want it to feel like a traditional guild-based Ravnica set, so it makes sense to me that they would go away from heavy dual land availability and encouraging strong gold and multicolor. Okay, so we were talking about Vampire not being great. We could slow down a bit. Maybe this is right for this matchup. Like going something like this and going, we added 3, we 1, 2, 3, and then cutting like drill bit. Maybe even a maca. Like, what do you think of that? Maybe that's not right. That we should still just try and be as aggro as possible. Maybe even bring in the Spear Spewer. But Spear Spewer against double IGI doesn't seem correct, per se. I think I'm either going to let this time out and revert back to what it was, or submit something like this. We could also... Oh, and that allows us to play Expose. It gets us into a weird controlling situation, though, that I don't particularly love. Still, what if we did that? Maybe I'm pushing it with this Mardu. We'll try it. I'm gonna try it. I wasn't concerned if I missed it, Double D's, because I'm not even sure this is correct. Like, if it had reverted back to what we submitted for the second game, it might be better for our win percentage. Come on, again with the 5 land. And this time awkward. I'm going to mulligan this. If final payment was something... Alright. Getting a little punished here. A little punished. Probably should have played the swamp in case I draw plains and have occasion to just want to use that final payment. My anonymous cheerer is late with their penny win. This does look good for our upcoming Daggercaster, though, doesn't it? So hopefully this awkward start will be mitigated by a 4th land and a brutal Daggercaster. And then, you know, they gain some life, and the controlling elements might actually work out for us here. If we can get a white source. Okay, well, there's our 4th land. Unfortunately, this isn't an instant, so it's not like we can pick off something they do here, but maybe they'll give us more 1 toughness. That would be fun. Alright. Well, we'll start here, and we just need some white mana, and we can take care of this IGI. We have Get the Point if they play something we want to point that at. Junk Troller. I want to point it at the Junk Troller. We do have a Fire Blade Artist we can play, and then have a Skewer. Probably need... I'm going to do it just because I really want to look for... I'm going to look for white mana here. If we get some white mana, we unlock a couple of cards in our hand, and this is going to be a significant problem for our ability to deal damage the rest of this game. Don't need a second swamp as much as I need to find white. Hey, Hanthor. Shuffler's been less than kind to us so far today, but we're hanging in. Gonna see if we can find a way to pick this one up. Really need some white. Get rid of this ill-gotten, and then... Okay, there we go. This allows us to final payment the Arbiter, ill-gotten, the... expose the ill-gotten. We could even... yeah, let's go ahead and attack. It's a free attack for us. It looks like a free attack for us, and maybe they'll just... Okay, so... I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Darganite sniffed out the skewer and said, nah. We're declining this for now. Okay. 6 mana, we can do expose. We can do a couple of things here. Probably need to... We'll definitely need to expose the IGI. I think we want to start there. Ooh, Demise is great. Yeah. And then with that, I think I want to skewer... Well, we can send in the caster. I don't think they're going to block the caster. And then, if they block the caster, we'll take out the Arbiter or accept the trade. And since they don't, well, we could... Yeah, we just need to save life here and take out the Griffin. They get us for 2 more, but then we might even, like... Not sure if we want to pay life to get rid of the Arbiter, given what's going on here. We'll see what we draw. Because we could go Shaman, attack, sack. Yeah, we can just demise the Arbiter, that's true. And then this blocks that, and we're kind of good from there, right? Yeah, we can even get the Shaman down too, so great. We'll do this now. Oh, and then Shaman. I'm gonna go Shaman, haste. Get in for 3 here. Maybe I shouldn't have done haste. Because I need to leave the caster back. Too late now, but probably better in the long run to have this be a 2/2 attacking. So I think that was a mistake. Hasty mistake. They're at too high of a life total to be thinking that we're like trying to close the game out here or something. And that represents an immediate and significant problem. And drawing a swamp does not help us manage it. Darn it. I don't know how many IGIs they have. They've had 2 every game, which makes me think they probably have 3+ in there. Don't think we can close this out from here. We might just be dead. Maybe have to attack in, make this not block. Payment the veteran. Giving that up, and then we're just, at least we're not dead just right here, but we still applied the most pressure we could. I don't think we have outs from here, but I'm doing what I can. Yeah, just a little too flooded in this match. Vampires even, ought to be a good draw for us in general, but is not here, and in fact, I think just ends us. We'll do this, though, and swing away, see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to give them credit. All they need to do is attack and sack, and we're goners. Hey, Tim Knows, how you doing? Why not leave the caster back to block? Because we needed to. I mean, folks, I don't know what path to victory you saw, Rob. I saw no path to victory with literally anything we could do. We were staring an IGI and a Attackdos deck with our one ability to remove an enchantment already in the graveyard, and at 7 life with an IGI ticking down. Like, I mean, we were just kind of dead. That's why I didn't think too hard about my plan, because there wasn't. I didn't see one to win. Maybe I should have borne down a bit more and tried to find one. But when we couldn't remove the IGI and they were at 18, I just didn't see how we could apply enough pressure to actually win the game before IGI got us. Like, it just felt like we were 0%. Hopefully we will not be 0% in the next match at any point. Let's find out. All right, Appa goes first, but we have a nice keeper finally. Need some land, of course, but we have, even if nothing else, turn 3 drill bit skewer them. I'm gonna do the Plague White. If we find a land, hopefully we find a swamp. Well, I guess whatever basic land we draw would dictate what we could cast alongside the Fireblade Artist here. As it is, the answer is nothing, but we're going to go ahead and make the Fireblade Artist swing in. And then next turn we have Storm Strike and Drill Bit. Even if we don't draw a land. If we do draw a land, we still basically have Storm Strike, Drill Bit. We just also have Skewer. Oh, we have Skewer, Storm Strike, and Drill Bit, yeah.
All right, everyone, chill.
Okay. Land is good. Let's... With them down to 3 cards in hand and about to have 6 mana, and with us having the Skewer that can deal with the Chillbringer, Recluse, and Vampire as cards that can help us close this out, I'm going to Drill Bit here and make sure we're not going to lose to something in their hand. Yeah, Storm Strike could get in there, but this is important, I think, to... yeah, so like Skatewing... Skatewing is killable, so we might let him have the Skatewing, and we skewer that, because we'll probably get a Storm Strike kill as well on the Chillbringer. So I'm going to get rid of the Wrecking Beast, even though they can't cast it yet, because it's the thing that we don't really have the tools to deal with in hand. And Quench is a concern we have to play around, but I think we do that, and then try to get the Skatewing next turn. Next turn, we want a Storm Strike to kill the Chillbringer, and then connect with, like, the white. Oh, the Chillbringer is attacking. Okay, I'm fine to race as well. On turn 3, why cast Fireblade Adept? Plague White being blocked would kill the opposing creature, and Fireblade is just always going to be blocked. Oh, yeah, but that was never going to happen. I think if you're making plans around... But what if Oppo threw away one of their creatures? As Marshall said on Limited Resource, I give my opponents credit for for being good, and it's possible. I don't even remember the exact situation you're talking about now, and it's possible that I had a strictly better play that I could have made, but I certainly was not playing as though Oppo was going to throw away a creature to the white. Yeah. Quench is up, but we have the 2. And because of the quench, we probably just want... Well, maybe we just let him quench something. We have the Recluse, though. We'll take that land. Now quench is not up, so we can skewer the Chillbringer while shields are down. So they're going for their big stuff. We're going to decline to do that. Or not big stuff. They didn't get their big stuff. They actively did not. They got their smaller but longer game stuff. Let's see. If we play this, they're just going to Chillbring it. What we can do here, though, is attack first. Caretaker will block the Artist, and then we can Dagger Caster to finish it off. Now I feel like I'm being sniped. I don't understand why any Oppo would not take the free block on the Artist there. So that's weird. But we'll take the Vampire then.
All right, everyone. Chill.
Milk 64, if you're sniping me, don't be that way. Go away, please. Come on. Just play a clean game of Magic with me. Why would you do that? Yeah. You're busted, Milk. We know you're here and it's lousy. Be a better human than you're being right now, Milk. Or, I need to give people the benefit of the doubt. It is possible that Milk minimized and muted or whatever, but not after that play. Seems pretty obvious that Milk likes looking at my hand. So let's see if we can beat Milk anyway. I could have played the Rubble Belt, but it would have been frozen by the Chillbringer, and instead we let Cheaty Face Milk 64 tap down the Vampire instead. Oh yeah. Can still offer up the white here. No, it's not the same. I didn't want the... Yeah, well, maybe it is. I don't know. That was my thought. Sometimes my thoughts are bad. And, okay, so we got Quench to play around here. And... Oh yeah, I'm not, like, gotta stay humble if you're gonna stream your Magic mistakes to the world. And in this case, we'll offer, let's see, we definitely attacking here and here. If we attack with the Fireblade, they get the Skatewing block, but then we get Dagger Caster, and it's effectively a 1-for-1 trade in that spot. And that's fine. So let's do that. Oh, I thought I was attacking. Oops. It was a close play, so maybe that's all right. But oh, and it looks like we're going to get the dagger caster anyway. Because it was obvious that he was sniping because Fireblade Artist is a 2/2 attacking into a fairly innocuous 0/3 defender. If you aren't blocking with your 3 toughness, 0 power creatures with your opponent's 2/2, like, what are you doing? You know, the only reason you would do that is because you saw that a dagger caster would finish it off. Justice is served in the Ryan V sniping case of 4/11/2019. I'm glad Milk left chat. Hopefully they are following through and saying, yeah, I don't need to snipe. And I get the temptation too. So I was harsh on Milk, but it's also, you know, game makers need to understand the incentives they're putting in front of human beings, and Twitch and streamers need to understand the incentives we're putting in front of humans as well. And Milk didn't do anything that normal human beings aren't tempted to do because of their normalness, right? So I was harsh, but don't worry, Milk. You're not. Redemption is very possible. I did just get them with a combat trick, but it was not a place where, like, you can't... Again, it was just... it seemed obvious to me that, like, it was such an obvious block that I think you would have to see my hand. Even then, you might see my hand and still decide to make it, is the thing, you know? Anyway, let's make sure we're adjusting this. I'm sure yammering. We saw Simic. They have Quenchy type stuff, big stuff. Let's bring in our Grudian. Maybe drop the Vamp for the Grudian. And we could get big with, like, the White Splash again, but I like just that for right now. What's Hanlon's Razor? I don't know that one. If there's a choice between sniping and somebody being extremely clever, it's probably sniping. I don't know. Oh, sure. I did know that one. I just didn't know what it was named. I don't have the prying eyes. Somebody else might. We'll try and dagger caster that thing away before it becomes a big boy. And I love our curve here. We get a Vandal on 3, a Caster on 4, and a Recluse on 5 if we find the mana. Oppo is suggesting counter magic with their current mana setup, and I'm going to play the Vandal right into it. We will trade Vandal for counter magic, no problem. And I'm not going to stop playing out of fear. I could have done like Skewer to play around the Quench, but obviously we don't want to use Skewer on a 1 toughness creature that we intend... Oh, neat. They get to adapt the Terramander if we don't kill it this turn, so that is certainly the plan. Oh, sorry about that. Here you go. You get your late meme.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
So Dagger Caster is the preferred way to get this Pteramander dead, but if they have another Quench, we would rather do the Skewer. If they have the Frilled Mystic, it doesn't matter either way. They're going to counter whatever we try to do. So really it's about whether or not we're playing around a second Quench here. And let's start with an attack. I think we have to go for the caster and see what happens. It sure looks like Frilled Mystic, but we gotta try. Pump. They clearly have instant speed abilities. Alright, so it looks like they're gonna get their... Oh, okay. If I were Oppo, I would have taken the turn to get that Pteramander big. But maybe they can anyway. Like, what's in their yard? 2 in the yard? No. Alright, well, we do have a Rubble Belt to tangle with this Rendhorn eventually. And... they didn't have the Quench, and I think they just would have quenched it. I'm going to try the Dagger Caster again. And with the Skewer, I'm actually going to go ahead and attack with the Fire Blade, and we'll use the Skewer on the Rendhorn. They're low enough in cards here that this seems worth it to me. We have 2 solid creatures behind, we get 1 left on the board, and we try to punish them for playing a do-nothing. 6 mana. Guess we take the Recluse and hope it can get there against the soon-to-be large Spy. Now, if we can get some lucky draws, or Oppo some unlucky draws, hopefully our card advantage here will just win the day. But really, this is coming down to Recluse versus Spy at this point. Well, not happy to see land, but we do get to play both of our creatures this turn. We could Wrecker, but I'm going to just attack with the Recluse and make them deal with that threat. I guess we could send in the Caster. Worst case, they have something in hand that they drew just now to deal with the Recluse, and the Caster is eaten. And then we play our 2 other creatures. So I like this. And also I will trade a Dagger Caster for 6 damage. Nice play. Nice play. That hurts a lot, although if they only have 1 creature, the Wrecker may still be able to get there. But we'll get the Duelist out of the way. I've heard the old, it balances out the stream advantage, and...
All right, everyone, chill.
Let me wait for this. That... oh, Storm Strike is fantastic here. Oh, okay, wait. I'm an idiot. Sorry, everybody. I'm thinking about stream sniping and making terrible plays. Please use the lovely punt emote that we have available to everybody. but lucked out, not punished for my stupidity. We keeping that? Yeah, we'll keep anything that trades with their stuff here. Math is hard. Anyway, what I was being distracted in my head about with stream sniping is that while it is true that there is sometimes an advantage, a tactical advantage from getting advice from, or getting lines of play and warnings from chat and everything, at least that stuff, first, it can backfire on you. And second, as you can see, it's really hard to do what I'm doing here. It's really hard to stream and play quality Magic. So the drawback of what I'm trying to accomplish here is pretty significant. And also, the point that I was trying to get that I was distracted by as I made my punt was that stream sniping, getting help from chat is at least still a legitimate clean game of Magic is happening. Maybe there's some combined brains deciding what strategic plays to make, but opponent's information is hidden, and all of that is fair. When you start to do stream sniping to try and like balance justify it by balancing the tables, I don't like that because it introduces something that's specifically not part of the game, which is you knowing what's in my hand. Like, anyway, I'm glad we survived that. Those were some silly punts in that game, but when you can increase your punt count and see your cool punt emote. Let's see. I want to do it too. There we go. Yeah, it's more powerful. Exposed information is not only more powerful, but it is antithetical to what the game is trying to create. Yeah, at least pay me to snipe my stream. I like that. But survived a punt to get the third match win. Great. Let's see if we can get even more profit. Yeah, Fanatic Guru, it's a fair beard stroker on that front, but also, you know, for any game, not just Magic, where sniping is a relevant factor of streaming it, like, also your community should be really happy that a game you love is getting exposure on Twitch, and mostly I think people should be trying to help that, you know? And so that's another factor. Against the basic purpose of is what I meant by it. If my use of that word is a little off, that's what I meant by it. Are we going to mulligan this? We're going first. We have no 2. We have no red. But we have some reasonable cards. Got a couple of our good removals. If we draw a mountain off the top, it's great. But I don't love this hand. Right now it starts on 3, which is not where we want to be. I'm going to mulligan and try to get us starting on 2. Look, starting on 2. Much better. And we'll keep that as well. Oppo's starting on 1. And that's a really nice, frustrating play for us. We're going to leave Fireblade Artist back. And we'll try and get this Fiend with our Daggercaster. And see if we can't do it in a way that keeps all our stuff alive. But that means, like, not casting the Vamp. That's not the worst. We can use Bedeck or something as an alternate thing to do on 3. Or maybe we'll draw something here. Ah, we drew something here. Excellent, excellent. And I'm happy that Oppo has cleared the way for us. I would never have left my attack with my Fiend in the face of a potential Juggler. By the way, this is the Juggler-free Rakdos deck, unfortunately. How about a land here? Actually, maybe if we get a land, we should we wait? How greedy should we be with the whole goblin strategy and our dagger caster? Well, I think what I'll do here is attack with both. We will get Bedeck Bedazzle to foil Oppo's attempted trade, and then leave the black to drill bit their hand. Ooh, let's get rid of the IGI, let him cast the second. Sorry, spider. I don't mind insects and spiders on the outside, but you come into my home, it's war. Actually, you come into my home and it's me generally making an effort to gently get you out of the house and go kill insects and stuff. All right, land us. Yeah, all right. This should just be game. I don't know how you recover from this with empty hand. At least they got a blocker, but we still get to attack. And let's go ahead and do higher power and life swing. Probably trading vamps. Ah, no. I would have traded vamps. I mean, you don't want me to go... This is more power and has me pushing their life total in the wrong direction, so... yes, the record needs updating. Thank you. Revels is a reasonable draw. Yeah, that was a really good one. Look at that. That was perfect. Oppo got a perfect draw. We have two artists. Now what do we even do? If we send in just the Fireblade artist, we continue to apply pressure, and Oppo only gets a 1-for-1 with the Footlight Fiend, so I guess we have to do that. Well, I challenged the magic gods with my I don't know how you recover, and Oppo recovering. Yeah, I guess the white trade's 1-for-1 as well. That's true. Let's see. We'll decline this. Yeah, we can just Fireblade him out from here. That makes sense. I should just start doing that. Let's do that. They need to gain life to not just die to the Fireblade artist. Because it sack itself, right? Yeah, alright, we'll do that. Damage doesn't change the clock. And I'll start with the chucking the white. Does that change anything? If we say the Footlight Fiend can't block and swing in, they kind of just, nah, we'll cast it and sit back. It's a little nerve-wracking because if they deal with the Fireblade Artist, then we have lost our, we've 0 for 1'd ourselves a couple of times and then it didn't win the game. You got to be pretty sure you're winning the game when you start chucking creatures at your opponent's face. And I'm pretty sure we're winning the game, so we'll continue to give this approach a chance. Oh, Revels is nice. I don't know if it allows us to just win right now, but let's see what's in the yard. Daggercaster. Does he get them? Each opponent, yeah. So we'll just take Daggercaster and win. I like winning. Winning does seem good. All right, Rakdos Mirror. We saw at least one IGI that we discarded. We could add some white to get the expose in, but I think we'll be better off just trying to play our game and be bigger, faster, stronger. Kind of like the Rebel Belt here, although they could come back and show some Death Touch. We'll see. Maybe Slinger of Our Own. I kind of just like this as is. Clamor Shaman is really good against their goblin strategies. Also, maybe we do run this even if we're not like, I don't know. Because they're also doing the Calamity thing. Like expose for what? Drill bit, maybe not as good on the draw and against a deck looking to kind of dump its hand. And we could do like a Thrall over a Wrecker with this mana. Another 5-lander that we don't love to see. We do have a Dead Revels, though, which can make use of a mana glut, provided we get some extra creatures to populate our graveyard, so we'll keep this. We also have the old turn 2 white. Guru is excited about War. I think it may be that... no, it should be there. People were talking about it being available on Arena on like the 25th or something in that neighborhood. All right, we even found a Fireblade Artist for turn 2. Or Plague White, we can do either one. I'm going to go with Plague White here. No, I'm going to go with fire. It doesn't really matter, I guess. It doesn't matter. I'm not blocking either way, because I'm either attacking with Fireblade Artist or not blocking with the white. But I will start with the white. If we play the, if we play the Plaza, we can't play anything. Whereas next turn we can go Plaza, Fireblade or something. So we'll do Vampire this turn and send in the white. We're a little vulnerable to a Dagger Caster ourselves here. Ooh, Vindictive Vampire. We need to find a way to kill that, or this isn't going to go well for us. Oh, we could do double Artist. With Dead Revels, I'm inclined to let the Shade trade with a Vampire and attack with everything, and we'll end up going like Connect with the Plague White, Dead Revels. Nah, we can go Artist, Artist, and then get the Vampire back later. I'm still going to attack all in here. Everything we have trades with everything they can block with. Yeah, it'll probably start sealed. That's my expectation. I'd love to draw our Storm Strike here. Give these Fireblade Artists a legit attack. Heck, I'd like to draw a Dagger Caster now. It's a lot of land. Still have white attacks. And at least artists hold back goblins. There's a card that Oppo would be willing to trade for a Plague White. But that's okay. We'll still offer it. They'll take it, and then we get to Dead Revels and get it back. Along with casting the Trumpeter. Oh, except we didn't get Spectacle this time, so we'll start here and then decide what we want to cast. I guess we're almost to 8 Trumpeters. Well, Trumpeter on 8 is pretty scary for Oppo, so I'm going to go with white now. Okay. With 7, we can get Recluse and Trumpeter down here, and white still has the attack because it's the Plague White. Recluse is gonna probably just eat a bunch of goblins over time. But that's pretty worthy. They might just throw a bunch of stuff into it to put 5 power on it, too. Max the Man says, "Hey Ryan, if I were looking for good cheap coffee beans in bulk in Seattle, what should I look for?" Are you talking about roasted or unroasted? If you're talking about roasted beans, I don't buy roasted beans since I roast my own. But before I started roasting my own, I did buy... Oh, there's a Storm Strike too. Great. I did buy my beans at Costco because I appreciated their... they roast them on site, and everything at Costco, at least if they're doing the roasting on site, you know you're getting some pretty fresh roasted coffee. I like their Colombian Supremo, okay, but also that was before I really developed my coffee palate, so I'm also worried about recommending coffee that Ryan Spain liked 6 years ago, you know. As for this turn, we did draw the Storm Strike. Oh, I missed, yeah, they killed our Trumpeter. And I'm going to swing in with everything then, and hopefully they put a vampire on one of these artists, and we can take out the vampire here. They might not give us that play. No, it doesn't look like it, but we'll go ahead and take the, we'll take the Slinger. Ooh, yeah, we'll take the Slinger and get a Vindictive Vampire of our own. Add the Viscopa. Pesky Footlight Fiend is gonna get a vampire, probably. We're going to decline to do this. With a vampire here, we may be able to just sit back and get him from 15 to 0 off of 3-point, chucking creatures at 3 points a shot. The vampire's going down, so we might as well attack with it. And we'll send in the white, which may end up eating the bullet as well. I could see... Actually, let's see. Maybe that means I should only give him... No, it's fine. Yeah, this is fine. White's gonna die here. But... Recluse is still doing good work. Oh, Gudian says no longer. I'm going to go for an attack with everything but the vampire. Oh, I can even attack with the vampire. Yeah, I'm going to attack with everything. Yeah, I really want the vampire on their side to get in front of an artist. No luck. Don't really have attacks from here. I'm going to hold on to the caster. I really think getting some value, finding a way to get value out of this caster is going to be important. Trying to figure out if we're attacking with one or both. If we attack with both, they put the Slinger in front of the artist. I'm just going to attack with one and accept taking the Slinger down with the caster. I'll do that. I don't know if we have another... Trumpeter. Oh yeah, we do. At least we supposedly have a Trumpeter. Hey, there's the trumpeter. All right, well, I was thinking about attacking with the artist, but we don't need to. We'll do this. Get our 2 in, get our trumpeter down, and then Oppo's in quite the pickle. Nah, that helps. That helps. Allows them to actually beat the trumpeter, unfortunately. Cast the dagger caster. Fireblade still wins. Yeah, let's see. So if we go... Should we sack itself? Just fireblading down from here ought to work. Yeah, let's start chucking them. And also not attacking doesn't allow the creature you control stuff to work for Oppo. Well, Oppo looks like they need to try and get us from 18 to 0 before we can get them from 4 to 0. And that seems pretty good for us. Yeah, I would have just been pounding it here. What else are you going to do, Oppo? I mean, you might actually have the number, like if you come up with something hasty or whatever. This trumpeter's now never getting through, actually, so see ya. It is pretty intense, Fanatic Guru, because if we lose the artist, you're in a devastating board situation, right? So this looks, yeah, they had to top deck it though now. And they didn't. So fourth, where are we at? Are we at 3 wins? We're at 4 wins? Where are we at? I think that was our 4th win. Yep, we made it to 4 wins here. And 1 more match for our max wins. Nice. All right, we won the roll. We got a nice opener. This looks very strong. And Oppo has mulliganed. Our win chance has to be 70% with this start and their mulligan. Well, if they have a Gates Ablaze, the percentages could flip quickly. I'm going to start on the white. If we could draw another land, we get to go Shaman with a counter, and then turn 4 Plague White, Fireblade, or have Bedeck ready. So would love a land off the top. Swamp in particular would be great. No such swamp luck. They'll almost certainly trade off the Plague White, which, with what we've got going in our hand, is actually fine with me. So let's go ahead and offer that. And then I'm going to throw out the Vampire here. Genius, Cold Grits. Get yourself a television show and Be a psychic to the stars. Okay. This is a spot where I could see clamoring for haste and getting the vampire in for a big smack, using all our mana. I mean, if we don't, we're basically casting the Clamor Shaman to be a 2/2. And I doubt 1/1 versus 2/2 probably isn't going to be a big difference maker here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to do a hasty shaman. Because now we have Bedeck and the shaman, so if they try to answer this with another creature here, we can potentially... Oh, interesting. Interesting. I think we have to 2-for-1 ourselves probably here. Unfortunately, this is where Clamor Shaman actually is comes up a little short. So I think we need to block Vampire on Shaman and Bedeck it and hope that we can 2-for-1 ourselves successfully. And then regroup after that. We could attack and try and get them to block with the shaman, but I wouldn't fall for that. I'm assuming Oppo is clever enough to just be like, nah, we're going to be attacking with that shaman, so no thank you. Okay, Recluse is more manageable than the Sunder Shaman. Are we getting sniped again? Why would you not attack with that? Like, maybe they assume Blade Brand or something. That could be. Do we want to make this block? This is about to get very uncomfortable for us. My 70% prediction at the start is now fallen flat in the face of getting mana screwed and facing some big stuff from Oppo. If we block and are facing a 5/5 and 6/5, how in the heck do we possibly win? We can't really, so I think we need to take this and find some land and add another creature to the board while still having Bedeck available. Not great. But now we're going to have to play something dumb like a Maka and try and double block the Recluse with Vampire and Maka. Taking everything else. Help us out, please, deck. Please. A little help, please. This one is slipping away quickly. Not blocking with the shaman, so I'm going to attack with it. And I think that puts us away. I don't see the sequencing here to find a win. We can't just take all this. I mean, literally, we can't take all this. Yeah, you're too late, land. We might have had a chance if there'd been a little bit sooner. But let's see, we're not dead, so I don't know what to show them here. If they play a hasty creature, we are dead, so there's that. But we do have, if they have nothing but land, we are not dead. So we gotta assume they have nothing but land. Well, at least we get to trade with one of them. I know any creature is hasty. Alright. They got us to show them our trick. Get in Grudian. And Oppo is showing big, scary stuff. We can bring in a Mockery to use it against them. We could switch to the white build to get more hard removal for these big things, but I think we need to just do that slight tweak, and Wrecker just doesn't match up well with what they're doing. Drill Bit I like. Grotesque Demise doesn't really match up well either, but we're going to keep it. Maka, we want... I don't want to reduce our aggression. Drill Bit maybe is the loser, though. It's going to get something good for the most part, but I think this is the approach we want to take. Maybe a Scavenger to make something that trades with all that beef is not the worst either. Yeah, maybe we should find a room for this Scavenger and take out this Caster that's not doing much. Like that a little better. Yeah, we're continuing from yesterday. This is the final match. We are 4-1, and are you either gonna finish with 4 or 5 wins depending on how this finished? Oh yeah, sorry, Wolfie, you were asking about that earlier. I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's a playable, a first pickable card. It's good. I only say good though. It's not amazing. It has some serious drawbacks. It's not a great top deck. It does nothing the turn it enters, but if you're expecting any kind of a long game and it sticks, you're not going to lose. So that's pretty powerful. Also, you know me, I encourage you to pack one, pick one Verity Circle and stuff because of gem drafting. Come on, Dak, a little better help this time, please. I didn't talk about the mulligan here, but with the for sure white on 2 and the any land vampire on 3, I decided to keep. But don't make me hate you, Dak. Oh, well, we've had a good run. So if this doesn't work out, I'm not going to be too upset about it. Especially if it's just a magic being magic. Sometimes these games are going to happen. I don't know what they're thinking about. You're not going to throw away your goblin just to not trigger my juggler or whatever. And we're not dead here. We get a mountain off the top, and Oppo doesn't do anything super impressive here, then we're probably okay. Although if they play the rhythm, I think we're done for. Yeah. Calling my own doom. Mountain! Here's a feature of the mana system. After games like this, you get to go off and tell people how you lost to Mana Screw in Game 3 of your attempt at 5 wins, and just gloss over the fact that they played the turn 3 rhythm that you weren't going to beat anyway. Am I going to start another draft? I think so. It's only 10:40. I do have I've made an after lunch appointment, and I have some cards to ship today. So I can't stay around forever, but wait, what's going on here? Can't pump, must be a trick, but I'll trade this for a trick. Unfortunately, it's a trick that lets it stick around. I'll throw the vamp. We'll obviously offer up the white. Unfortunately, the goblin can pump past the vampire, so they get a threat of activation attack with the gravel hide. What do you... Excuse me, Ryan, what do you know about R&D moving to allow black to remove enchantments? Nothing. I've heard nothing about it, and nobody told me anything about that while I was there. There's no real flavor reason that black, in terms of its philosophy as a color, would not be able to deal with enchantments per se, but I appreciate the definition of the color pie. And what I don't like is when one color has the monopoly. Like, it's a little unfortunate, I think, that blue is the only color that can counter spells without it being some weirdo situation with like a, you know, planar chaos or whatever. We were never going to have much luck here on this one with this draw, unfortunately. We're not doing too bad, all things considered. Yeah, Mana Tithe. The memory... What is it? Memory Lapse? The White Memory Lapse? Or maybe it was White Memory Lapse that was this... Maybe there isn't a White Memory Lapse, but White Memory Lapse was the idea that inspired Planar Chaos. And y'all can take your clever exceptions and shove them. You know what I'm talking about. There is no color besides blue that has evergreen counterspells at common, for example. I think we're just probably dead on this turn, literally, but... Yeah, there you go. Oh, no, I guess we're at... we're at 1 life. Nice Gruul deck. Actually, it's a good change of pace. I feel like we haven't been seeing very much Gruul either in our own decks or across the way lately. So if I'm going to lose to a deck, I don't mind actually taking a beating from Gruul at this point. And now it's too late. Good game, Oppo. If this wasn't your final match, go get him. Here, let's claim this prize, though. 1,800, looks nice. 5 boosters. We gotta count our grind. Oozing toward completion. That was our first one, right? We opened a bunch of 2 wild cards, so that's 20. 20. And another wild card. So got a lot of wild cards and only 40 gold out of 5 packs. That's weird.